and hit the like button. Everybody right now, try and get us to 200 likes. It's Chill Will says, if day and date is being removed, would that make Xbox players start buying games, or is it too far gone? Well, I mean...
Is this where the console losers hang out? I'm a corporate bootlicker no matter what.
And you see, this is what I'm saying, right? This is the same shit that they hit us with, right? They try to say the same thing about us PC guys. They try to say that we don't buy games and everything. It's just very weird. Very weird pocket watching, right? They really want people to...
be a good consumer.
They really want people to buy games. They don't like people accessing a game, right? You guys see how upset they get about piracy and everything. It's very weird.
I mean, they've got to do something. They're not just going to stop playing games. Like, if they want a game, they'll buy it. I mean, that would be the thought, is that...
Yeah, and people buy the games after they tried them. There are some people who do that.
I think if you retain the value of what Game Pass offers people right now, which is the opportunity to play a game without buying it, and then if you like it, then you can buy it. Right?
That's what it is now.
Right? Like, that's the whole point. I'm going to answer Kitty Cat's question right away, and then I'll clear the queue. Have you beaten Mouse PI yet?
Okay, so he's going to go into Mouse PI, and the dented take is going to continue. Right? And sometimes I bought games that are leaving Game Pass. Yeah, I mean, he even gives them, like, I said they even give, like, discounts and whatnot. You know what I mean? I am a PC gamer, and I buy games, never pirate. But I only buy keys. Yeah, most of the time I buy keys as well, right? Now I'm not going to pretend like I don't sell the high Cs, right? But I'll never get mad at people doing that shit. It's very weird how they really, really, really want you guys to buy games.
Be a good consumer.
That's all I can say.
Minimize chat and hit the like button, boys. You got to do that. It's part of the deal here. Game Pass needs to have value, says Ginger, but it also needs to be second nature so you don't even think about it. I think Xbox players will buy games, but I buy Xbox games if they have the Play Anywhere tag. Again, I think Game Pass needs to retain the value of allowing people to try games. I think if you allow people to do that, there we go.
They're allowing people to do that.
Thank you, boys, for hitting the like button. I've got to ask twice now, it seems. Everybody ignores the first one.
Yeah, you beg for everything, so just beg for them likes, Lono.
What was I saying?
Yeah, you were giving a dog shit take about a Game Pass. Go ahead.
Game Pass. Yeah, Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I think
Game Pass bad.
Vast majority of people use Game Pass as like the ability to try games. They treat it like a buffet. So as long as they can still do that,
Right, shout out to the Ray Molly Pot. He says, hey, thanks for saying the truth. At least some of us have fixed incomes. Exactly. And that's why it's so funny that these guys want to get on their high horse and everything. It's like, it's crazy. Especially when he was going on like that whole extended adolescence and everything, talking about people that, detractors and people who watch the detractors content from people that beg for a living. All right, it's crazy to me.
I think that a lot of people will be fine if the price goes down. If the price goes down and they say, listen, we're still going to let you try games. We're going to here's how they do day and date. This is going to be their best path forward, all right? Somebody send this to Asha Sharma. She can, you sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
Oh, yes, Lono the Logician, right? Somebody clip this and send it to Asha Sharma, right? So she can take notes. Mind you, this was all before the update. He's going to get the update on the price going down or whatever. But right now, he's just throwing out ideas on how they could fix Game Pass.
She can take some notes.
Yeah, she could take some notes. Yeah. Make sure she tunes into Lono's podcast so she can take some notes. Yeah, take notes, Asha.
I don't know what the heck this is about.
Yeah, snort.
She can take this and write this down.
Yeah. And then he doubles down, right? Muted snort. And I mean, just look at the look on his face, right? Make sure she can take some notes.
Okay. You don't take away day and date.
Okay.
You say, day and date is changing. You say, we want you to still have the opportunity to try out games whenever they come out. And Game Pass wants to deliver that to you. But day and date's changing. Games are going to show up to Game Pass day and date with the opportunity for you to try them out. And if you like them, you can buy them at a discount.
Wow. I mean, if I'm hearing this correctly, so like I said, he just really wants this shit just to have trials and demos, right? That's what it already is, Lono, right? But you guys refuse to look at it that way. You guys refuse to accept the fact that there are people who try out games on Game Pass that they would have never tried before, that if they like it, they buy them. That's essentially what is going on right now, right? But you want them to remove the value of that, right? It's just dented, right? A nice way to kill Game Pass, yes. You want to take away the value, right? Like literally what it is. You want to change that.
And then they say, listen, what this is going to enable us to do is lower the cost of Game Pass Ultimate. So you save money, you still get to try out games, and when you do decide to purchase a game...
they do have discounts on Game Pass. What the fuck, Lono? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. The fact that you can play the game in its entirety... Well, then you're not going to...
Be a good consumer.
Right? Who's going to buy the game? They're being dollar menu gamers. They're being coupon-cutting Karens, right? I mean, come on. You guys should know this, right?
We're also going to help you there and give you discounts on those games. I think that's one of the best ways they could keep day and date, but they'd have a reason and a justification for like, hey, we're going to lower the price for you. We feel like it's gotten too expensive, and we feel like a good middle ground is to drop Ultimate to $20, and day and date becomes the ability for you to try out games.
I'm telling you, that sounds like dog shit.
And then you get you still...
Doesn't that already happen? Yes, it does happen, because you get to try the game. If you enjoy it, you can buy it, or you can play it to its entirety, right? But he wants it just to be a trial or a demo. He thinks that would improve Game Pass, and he wants it to be $20 to play fucking trials. The dude's on some shit.
You'll get the discount. Yeah, because Paul says you already get 20% off. And
yes!
You still get the discount if you decide to buy the game. I'm not paying for demos, I'm sorry. Fine, cancel. And then you got to buy the games at full price. That's fine.
Yeah.
Be a good consumer.
Yeah, fine, cancel. Asha Sharma, take notes, right? This is what you need to do.
If I was Xbox and you said that to me, that'd be...
The thought that we who play on Game Pass don't buy games is the dumbest thing ever. The PS5 dick suckers are dumb. And I have a PlayStation 5 Slim I don't even use. I bought that for my wife and she games. Hey, yo, HL Chips is talking that. HL Clips is talking that shit. I'm telling you, this is such a bad take. He literally, like somebody said it, this would literally kill Game Pass, right? I mean, just look at how this conversation goes, right? Because someone tells him, hey, I'm not paying money to play demos, right? Like, that sounds ridiculous.
My posture. Okay, fine. Then you just have to buy the games. $20 a month, and you can try out all the big titles when they hit. And you might not like one. And guess what? You save money. You don't buy it. But if you don't want to pay for demos...
I mean, brother, or they could take the price down, right? Now, to be fair, this was before all the all the updates came out and everything for what she actually did for the price. But, I mean, they raised the price. They could bring that shit down, and they can retain the value of being able to play games day and date, because that's always been the value of it. And that's why people always said that it was a good deal. I mean, you guys have seen, we documented this shit when the shit was real cheap. They said that it was unsustainable. All right, when it got way too expensive, right? Don't get me wrong, it was correct. It did cost too much. They said that they still were saying it was unsustainable. No matter what these guys do with the price, they're always going to have some type of nitpick or whatever. And you could tell he just really thinks that if people are playing the game on Game Pass, that they're not going to buy it, and that's bad for the business, right?
Cool, kick rocks. And then when you want a game, you got to buy it. Be a good consumer.
See, and this is what he wants. He would love, mind you, this is before, I'm going to keep on reiterating, right? Because you know what they say, hindsight's always 20/20. This was before they put out the update to let everybody know, hey, we're lowering the price to $23, which, you know, it's close to what it was before, but no cigar at the end of the day. But it is a step in the right direction, to say the least. But this is what he wants. He would love if Xbox did this. If Xbox came out and said, hey, you guys are going to have to buy the fucking game, he would love it so much, and he would applaud it, even though it'd be something bad for the fucking consumers, bad for people that use the fucking service.
I'm serious. Like, this idea that, and I don't know if you're saying this, George, but this idea that, you're owed games day and date on a subservice. No,
I mean, that's what they told him. That's what the deal has been built around. It's been built off of games, day and date in the subservice, right? Whether it's, the AAA games, the AA games, that's what they've built it on. If they go back on that shit, brother, that shit's going to be cooked. Right? The fact that you're suggesting this, I mean, this is just crazy.
They're not. It's clearly not working. $30 a month for Ultimate, and they're still losing money on it.
I mean, I think they're just mismanaging their funds, right? And like I said, I'm not trying to get on my boardroom shit. But I mean, didn't they make $5 billion for that shit? Or maybe they just overbet on Call of Duty, putting that shit in there or whatever. Nonetheless, right? If they took away the day and date aspect, I think that shit would definitely kill Game Pass.
Wait for sales. I don't have much money to spend on games. That's why I like Game Pass. Right, but if they dropped Ultimates to $20, brother, and you were getting games day and dates to try, you would still be benefiting from that. You would know what games to keep an eye out for on a sale. And again,
brother, the value would have been lost. The value is being able to play games day and date to their full entirety. If you like it, you can buy it. Even though I know he doesn't think that, right? We all know what he thinks about people on Game Pass. He calls them dollar menu gamers, coupon cutting Karens, and everything.
Get a discount. You get 20% off when you buy a game through Game Pass. It would still help you. I'm not trying to be hard on people who are trying to rub two nickels together right now. I know times are tough, but that would actually still benefit you.
Brother, times are tough. But you want these people, you're literally advocating for these people to only play a fucking demo or a trial. So then they can turn around and
be a good consumer
and buy the game. This is what I'm saying. You would be so happy if Microsoft did that, right? Just go ahead and say it.
Imagine that you sign up for Game Pass and there's 3 or 4 games in there that you've been curious about, and you get to try all of them, and you decide that there's one in there that you want. That still is a huge benefit to you. That allows...
It's nowhere near as good as benefit as being able to fucking play the game, right? For its entirety, right? Imagine paying for a demo. That's what he wants, or rather, it's insane.
To be not just frugal, but it allows you to know exactly what games that you're going to purchase. That's still a benefit.
That's what Game Pass does already. You can play the game. If you like it, you can purchase it.
To the consumer in a significant way. I can't.
Yeah, it would still benefit you. It would still benefit you if the value was removed from your subscription service. This is what I'm saying. He does not give a fuck about consumers. This is what I mean. This is Mr. Pro Consumer Advocate. He sees a good deal with Xbox, and let's just be honest, right?
We need war.
He wants that shit gone. He wants that shit out of there. You seen earlier in the stream, he was advocating for the shit to be more like a PlayStation Plus, right? Or whatever the fuck. Brother, he just hates the fact that there are people that can play the game through the subscription service. We've already showed you guys him calling people coupon Karens and whatnot.
Try PlayStation games day and date when they come out. I can't. You can't.
Bingo. Bingo. Wait a minute. He beat me to it. Did you guys hear that?
It's still a benefit to the consumer in a significant way. I can't try PlayStation games day and date when they come out. I can't.
You're right. And it's almost like that's a benefit for being in the Xbox ecosystem, brother. Right? Not only can you play the game day and date, but you can play the whole entire game in its entirety, right? It sounds like a benefit, sounds like value, but you want to get rid of it, right? You want to get rid of it, man. Shout out to Web Dave, right? He says he wants Game Pass to fail. Pony's a jealous Xbox wins. I mean, put it like this. They've always had some shit to say about Game Pass, which I think is crazy because I think that was definitely a really good deal, especially when it was extremely cheap. But even when it was extremely cheap, these guys had some shit to say, right? That's why I kind of always look at this shit as skeptical because, like I said, even when the shit was really cheap, they went after consumers and said, oh, it's not going to be profitable and all this shit. It's crazy.
You can't just try out Soros. Now, they might put Soros on the premium trial thing, but a lot of times they...
Yeah, but you guys talk about my competition. Why don't you guys put your foot down, right, and ask them to put a game day and date into the service, right? But you guys would never do that. Because you guys care about the brand. Right? Or you know that PlayStation is going to tell you.
Nope. Not happening.
Right? Even though you know damn well not a lot of people are probably going to buy that exclusive, right? Who knows how many people are going to buy that game, but if it sells like Returnal, not a lot of people are going to buy it. But that's a great point. You're right. You're not going to be able to try out that day and date game through a subscription service. You were 1,000% correct, right? Shout out to Sponge Leader. He says Xbox Game Pass full game to play. Gonna leave. Xbox Game Pass full game to play, gonna leave, buy. Exactly, you know, and there's people in the chat saying that they've done that as well. You know what I mean? I've tried out games, I've enjoyed them, and I'm not gonna lie, I went and I bought them on Steam. I went and got a CD key and bought them on Steam, right? But, you know, I still was able to try it out through the service.
You don't do that. They make you wait a month or two before the game's trials available.
Sigs, even PC Game Pass price was lowered. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about getting back on that shit. Pause.
They would still have a lot of games in the service. That too, you'd still have a ton of games that aren't. I'm not saying every game would be a trial. I'm saying day and date, that's what they would do.
Yeah, the best value of the deal, we were just going to take that away. And we're going to charge you $20. That's what Lono's suggestion is.
Hidden Series says, it's hilarious we're still having this conversation 9 years later. At least people have finally accepted that the model isn't feasible.
See, and there we go again with the Game Pass unsustainable. No, the average person just didn't give a fuck, right? When there's a good deal, consumers take advantage of it. Consumers, when times are hard, people are trying to get the most that they can for their dollar, right? Most people aren't going to sit around in, business room, armchair LARP and think about how it's unsustainable. Think about the corpo.
I'm a corporate bootlicker no matter what.
Most people don't care about the corpo, right?
I would rather not pay for a subscription service anywhere. I don't download or play any of those monthly games ever. I'm good on finances to buy what I want. Well, I mean, that's your value system.
Yeah.
Be a good consumer. And that's the kind of consumer you are, and that's totally fine. What an awful idea.
Yes. And look at the look on his face. Oh, brother, this might be a new emoji. He can't even believe it. He can't believe that someone just listened to this idea, right? He's probably pitched it in the mirror before. He can't believe that someone listened to the logician and they said, wow, what an awful idea. Yeah, what a I was listening to this. At least I know I'm not going crazy. What a terrible idea to remove day and date. It sounds like you want to kill Game Pass.
Okay, well, you suggest a better idea. I think we're operating on the premise that day and date's got to go, brother. It's too expensive.
Wow. So this is what he was running with. And like I said, I'm going to keep on saying it, right? Because I'm not trying to be bad faith. This was before the official news came out. But when he was talking about the changes that are going to happen with Game Pass, he was thinking that day and date's got to go, right? And he was suggesting maybe they just start handing out demos and trials for, $20 a month.
You can't be putting Gears of War and Fable and Forza 6 and...
Why not?
Let's see. Gears of War, Fable...
Why not, right? They've been putting day and date games in there, and they made $5 billion. They got to be better at managing the money that they make. Why not?
Forza.
They got to find a way to grow it. goddammit. I mean, that's what they built the service off of. I think it would be an extreme detriment if they took away day and date. That's just my opinion.
Call of Duty, Halo. You can't be putting all those big titles on their day and date anymore. You can't do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't out here. You can't be giving consumers that much value. Can't do it.
They're losing money. There's no way Asha Sharma's leaving day and date intact. I don't. There's absolutely no way.
Right. So now he's saying that there's no way that Asha Sharma is leaving day and date intact. That's his prediction.
But what you can do is you can honor the spirit of it and say, listen.
Escanor Flex says no. Sony can't do it. Oh, shit.
I want you to be able to try out these great games the day they come out. And so we're changing day and date. This will enable us to lower the price of Game Pass. It's too expensive. That's what Asha Sharma said. And a single gifted comes in from Broken Earth. Thank you, Broken Earth, getting us to 104. He's going to do it again. There it is, 105. He's trying to tempt the first 20 bomb of the week.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the first 20 bomb of the week. He's trying to tempt it like clockwork.
We don't have a 20 bomb yet. Let's see if somebody can do it.
Yeah, let's see if someone can do it.
Poor Microsoft value is dropping because of these decisions. We're not talking about what you want. We're talking about what makes sense for Xbox as a company for profit.
Wow. And this is what I'm saying.
Is this where the console losers hang out?
Brother, fuck Xbox. All right, brother, ain't nobody caring about the $1 trillion company. They can figure it out. We're talking about the fact of the matter is the deal has been built off of the premise of it, right? What it's always offered is day and date games, being able to play the full game. They would be stupid if they took that shit away.
Those two things meet in the middle, Anthony. Can they meet in the middle? Can they make the subservice work for them and still give value to you as the consumer? Ginger said,
right? Okay, now peep that shit. All right, now peep this shit, because he's gonna go on with the dented take, and then he's gonna really reveal himself, right, within this take.
how about scrapping day and date, make you wait for AAA?
Wow.
I'm not an expert. I don't have a degree in marketing, okay? I have degrees in counseling and theology. You sound like you are a male feminist.
Yeah, counseling and theology, right? But here you are begging for 20 bombs. I'll go ahead and giving dog shit takes about a Game Pass.
Don't apply here. But I think you want to be able to say the words.
Asha, listen to the failed coffee businessman called Reforge Gaming. He is a business expert. Yes.
Come on, you should know this.
You have a degree in DSP school.
Day and date is changing. Day and date is changing. We don't want to take day and date away from you, but we want to be able to bring the cost of Game Pass down. And one of the ways we're doing that is day and date will now be a trial of the game so that you can make informed purchases of the games you like the most.
I mean, that's what it already is.
And
But he just refuses to accept that people do that because there's an option for you to just be on the subscription service and to play the full game without buying it.
still going to give you a discount. So when you subscribe to Game Pass, you still get to try great games the day they come out, and you can purchase them at a discount. And this is going to enable
All the stuff you can do on Game Pass
to
now.
lower the price of Game Pass significantly. You drop Game Pass down to $20. Now, you got to be careful with this because you can still have people doing the churn and burn. You could still wait and sign up and play all the trials in 1 week. Guess what? That doesn't hurt them. Do you want to know why it doesn't hurt them? Let's say that you wait for Gears to come out and Forza to come out. What's another big one this year that's releasing? I don't think Fable's making it. Let's just say Fable makes it. Okay, so Gears...
Yeah, Fable's not going to make it, dude.
Forza and Fable. You wait for all 3 games to come out. You sign up, $20, and you try.
He desperately wants it to be like PlayStation Plus game trials, 1,000%.
Buy all 3. Guess what? That doesn't hurt them at all. Because now you're going to be motivated to probably buy one of them. You can't keep playing. It's a trial.
You see, and that's what I mean. He wants Xbox to force people, right?
Be a good consumer.
To hold them to the fire, like, hey, you're going to get a trial, you'll be able to play it, right? And then you're going to be forced to buy it. That's what he wants. Instead of, people having the ability to play the full game and buy it if they want to.
You can't keep
Bro, I don't want trials. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't understand how dented this take is.
playing. So they still, in that instance, they still win potentially. Right now, under the current circumstances, they don't win. You wait, you pay $30, you can play all those games to completion over the course of a month, and then cancel the service. Even if you keep the service for 2 months, they lose. You spend $60 and you play like $200 worth of games. They lose money in that deal.
And mind you, he's saying this doesn't have any data, doesn't have anything to back it up, right? This is just assumptions, right? No data to show anything that he's talking about, just yapping.
If you churn...
just yapping, coming up with ways, business ideas that would destroy Game Pass. Crazy.
all the trials, you still got to buy the game. That's exactly right. Thank you, Ikagang, for becoming a...
Literally, that's their problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that people sit around brainstorming about this shit, I mean, it's crazy. That's why I told you guys we're going to be very heavy on the armchair LARPing in this one.
Remember, on YouTube, I appreciate it.
Yeah, if they are offering, they can handle it. See, that's how I always looked at it. Right? Like, these corporations aren't going to do you any favors, right? You can see that with the price of how these consoles are, with the RAM going through the roof or whatnot, right? If they're offering it for the deal, that's the price they're asking for. You know what I mean? That's their business.
I'm telling you, it's not foolproof, but it protects them. It's like Yeah, sure. Churn and burn on Game Pass.
It protects them, but what about the consumers? Right? What about the people that are on Game Pass that enjoy being able to play the full game, right? Who don't want to buy the full game. Right? Let's go down that avenue, right? There may be people that are title money, not even me, there probably is, that enjoy being able to play the full game. What about them, right? Fuck them.
Be a good consumer.
Right? You played the demo, right? Save up your money and buy the game, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, man, fuck the corpo. Not my job. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. My type of people, right? Who gives a shit, right? Like I said, I think the $1 trillion company will figure it out.
You're going to just be getting trials. And if they're making good product, if Gears is killer, you're going to want to buy it. You're not going to want to sit out. How much of a discount? I think it's like 20% off right now when you buy a game and you have Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's aware that they give discounts for people to buy the game, but he's still making this argument.
They're going to have to do something like that. That's my suggestion. Yo, what's good, Feed?
Yeah, your suggestion is terrible.
I see you in the chat over here on YouTube. EA already has the model and it runs in their service. They could just copy it.
Yeah, Lono, please show us your data analysis, or shut the fuck up, literally. He has none. His data analysis is he made it the fuck up.
Think of it from this perspective. This will also help them out. Let's say you're approaching a third-party company, and you're like, we would like to put your game on Game Pass day and date. You don't have to offer them as much money anymore. Do you want to know why? It's just a trial.
And like I said, he's just making statements with no data to back it up.
You could actually... Xbox could completely flip the script here. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Let's hear him out.
Completely flip the script. They could run this experiment for 6 months, and then they could say, you could go to a third-party company and be like, we've actually found that when you go on Game Pass day and date as a trial, it causes an increase in sales.
But haven't devs literally said that they benefited from the money that they got from putting their games on Game Pass, and also that from Game Pass, more people had access to their game? Like, what is this guy talking about?
Data points. Guess what?
No wonder this guy begs for a living. He could never manage a company himself. I mean, brother, this is just a dog shit take. It's crazy.
You want to be on Game Pass. We don't have to pay you anything. You want to be on Game Pass? We'll do some of the marketing for you. We'll do some commercials for you. That helps us. And guess what?
And this is what I'm saying. In this whole discussion, all he's been looking out for is Xbox, right? Microsoft, the $1 trillion company.
I'm a corporate.
Or the multi-trillion-dollar company. It's just crazy.
What? No skin off your back. I mean, people are going to potentially buy your game. I respect you a lot, but I think this is dumb. Can you explain?
Yes! Not his own audience. Like, I respect you a lot, but this is dumb. Please stop, Lono. This is ridiculous.
Us, and guess what? No skin off your back. I mean, people are going to potentially buy your game. I respect you a lot, but I think this is dumb. Can you explain why you think this is dumb? What would be dumb is continuing what they're doing right now and losing millions of dollars. I would say that's dumb. Light Leap with 56 months in a VIP.
And I think he's saying that off of the rumor with Call of Duty, the 300 million, right? Now, granted, like I said, this was before all the announcements and everything, but who knows? It looks like they rectified that shit.
Press the like button. Yes, you do. How is this dumb? They get to still...
It's dumb because you're literally taking away the value of Game Pass to the consumer, right? The value of Game Pass is that you get to play the game day and date, and you get to beat the game. If you like it, you can buy it. That's always an option. You even get a little bit of a discount. It's dumb.
Use the
you would give less value to the consumer.
Phrase day and date. They would just start saying, try out the game day and date on Game Pass. Try it day one on Game Pass. You just change one word, and guess what? They still get to say day and date. They still get to establish the value point of like, look, man, when
yeah, but it wouldn't be the same, right? It would just be a damn demo. Like, what are we talking
games
about?
Come out, you get to play them first, and then you just buy the ones that you like.
Yeah, no one wants demos. That's what I'm saying. It's like, to be fair, the last demo I played was the Pragmata demo, right? And that shit was free, right? And I also played the Replace demo. That shit was free. Like, brother, who's going to pay just to access demos? Like, what is he talking about?
And then again, they can go to third-party companies, and they don't have to offer the third-party companies nearly as much money because they can be like, listen, this can help you. This can help you sell copies of your game. There's a reason they're trying to restructure Game Pass. Yeah, because it's not working. I had this idea a long time ago. I said, get back to your roots. Get back to your roots. It works. The Xbox Arcade worked in the 360 era. I followed your coverage of the Game Pass news. I don't understand where there's room for interesting discussion. What are people worried about? What is the drama? Why should Xbox players care?
That's a great question, right? Why should Xbox players care? Well, essentially, I guess he had heard that there was going to be an update, and Lono's just
Stop the fear mongering.
putting himself in the shoes of the consumer, right? Yeah, Corpo Glazers, I mean, when in Rome, right? This is what they do on this podcast, right? They armchair businessman LARP, and they look out for the Corpo, right?
I'm a corporate bootlicker no matter what.
And he was just thinking about the way that, Game Pass could be improved for Microsoft, right? But lose all the value for the consumer. Right, and mind you, he has no data to back any of this up. He's just yapping.
I don't understand your line of questioning. Are you asking why we're covering it and discussing it? I don't know. Ask the almost 500 people that are here right now.
We need war.
Right, you guys just want to fearmonger it.
Would not resubscribe to Game Pass, but this would be an excellent barrier of entry removal. Hang on. No one is going to keep Game Pass if it's just a free trial. I know lots of people that have Game Pass to play the game completely day and date.
Facts, right? I don't think anybody would stay on that shit if they got rid of day and date and it was just trials. Right? Like, how he doesn't see how dented this suggestion is, it's wicked.
Do you want to know what Xbox would say to that, Game Effect?
What would they say?
If you're like, well, I'll just cancel because I use it to play games all the way to the end. You know what they would say? They would say, good riddance. That's what they would say. They wouldn't say it out loud. This isn't going to be in an Asha Sharma memo, but I got news for you.
See,
all you homies have been
and this is what I'm
Game Pass all these years.
Look at this shit. See, and here goes the mask slipping off. And this is what I'm saying. He would love for Xbox to do this. He would love. So he could be like, see, I told you. They just want
money.
And don't get me wrong. These corporations do want money, right? But it's just so funny. He does not care about the deal, the value that consumers are getting, right? He just wants that shit to be taken away. Because goddamn,
we need war.
He wants to talk shit about it, right? show us the data, Lono. Like I said, mind you, all of these guys were talking shit about it, even when the shit was cheap.
That's what they would say.
One more time.
They would say, good riddance. That's what they would say. They wouldn't say it out loud. This isn't going to be in an Asha Sharma memo, but I got news for you.
Yeah, but you started this off saying that she needs to listen to this video and take notes.
All you homies that have been eating good on Game Pass all these years, playing games to completion and not buying any games, they want you off of the subservice, brother.
No, you want them off of the subservice, right? Now, who knows, right? Maybe Xbox does. If that's the case, right, then we will see that with the chain. Right? Then they'll find a way to force them off the service. Shit, they did a good job of that when they raised it to $30. Why don't you just take the mask off and admit you want them off the service, right? And this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I mean. Always the mask will come off. Just look at this shit. I got to play it one more time because this is who he is. This is the dollar menu gamers. This is the coupon cutting Karens. This is just who he is. It's so odd.
And you know what they would say? They would say, good
one more time.
Riddance. That's what they would say. They wouldn't say it out loud. This isn't going to be in an Asha Sharma memo, but I got news for you. All you homies that have been eating good on Game Pass all these years, playing games to completion and not buying any games, they want you off of the subservice, brother. They'd say good riddance. You want to play Gears? Friggin' buy it. You want to play Call of Duty? Friggin' buy it. Good riddance is what they would say. They want your money, brother. Like, they'd be like, that's cool with us, bro. You go right ahead and cancel. If you want Call of Duty or Gear.
I mean, they're getting money. Shit, they was charging, during the time of this conversation, they were charging $30 a month. They're getting money.
Gears or Fable or Forza, you're going to have to pay up, brother.
Yeah.
Be a good consumer. To pay the piper. They wouldn't give a frick. It's not clear to me what's happened. They're taking away day and date, but adding trials. What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, he's just up here.
Stop the fear mongering.
He's just up here pulling shit out his ass, right? Thinking that he's coming up with like this amazing plan that would save Game Pass and make it sustainable. He's just up here talking a whole bunch of nonsense, right? He's got people in his audience saying, are they removing day and date? What is this conversation about?
Clear to me what's happened. They're taking away day and date, but adding trials. What's happening? What's going on? I feel like you're intentionally trying to act confused to obfuscate the discussion. We're obviously theorizing about what they could do. No one's saying that they're doing this.
Yeah.
You seem to be intentional.
Oh, no, what you were just saying that behind the scenes, they're telling all the homies who've been eating good on Game Pass, good riddance. And,
be a good consumer.
right, that's what you were just saying.
Intentionally confused, brother. It's obvious we're having a what for discussion and suggesting ideas for how it could change. Game Pass is 100% going to change, brother. Asha Sharma said in an internal memo, it's too expensive. She met with the co-CEO of Netflix, and she's willing to meet with Sean Layden, former CEO of PlayStation. There's nothing confusing here at all. They're going to make changes. We're suggesting... And
well, they're just wondering why you're arguing on behalf of the corpo, right? I mean, that is a little bit confusing, right? Because we all know how your coffee business is doing, right? We know you're a gamer, right? But you're arguing for something that would be a disadvantage to gamers, right? You're literally arguing for value to be taken out of the service.
Theorizing and coming up with ideas of how they could do it and still retain market value and a value proposition to people. That's all we're doing. The drama is the price is increasing. Xbox players should be concerned because the service is going to change. The discussion is interesting because we want to know how they can solve the issue. How can they lower the price while also giving you value? That's the ultimate question.
Yeah, and his solution was to remove day and date and just give demos. Yeah, we're business exec LARPing, right?
Come on, you should know this.
You should know this, right? I guess that guy was being a little bit platitudinous.
How? How can they lower the price and then still retain value for you? Wired Rope says it's hilarious that all these people claimed that games have become so expensive.
There goes Wired Cuck.
They will have to become third party so that they can make more sales and recoup cost. But then at the same time, they'll say the subservice is completely destroyed. But then at the same time, a subservice that completely destroys the value of games is totally viable. Isn't it interesting, Rope? How
Yeah. Isn't it interesting, Rope, right? His right-hand man. Isn't it interesting?
Self-contradictory the positions have been for so long. It's remarkable, isn't it, that we had to listen for the last 2 years about how, well, this is where the industry's going. Everybody's going multi-plat because games are too expensive. They need to sell the games in as many places as they can.
And that's what they're doing. All the best-selling games are on all platforms, but go ahead.
But nobody ever thought that Game Pass was literally completely antithetical to the alleged like direction of the industry. Like nobody picked up.
I see y'all saying Wired Cope. Yeah. He said, "Isn't it interesting, Rope?" Gave him a little nickname. Isn't it interesting, Rope?
Up on the fact that like, wait, let me get this straight. So this is where the industry's going, right? Games are too expensive, and you got to put them everywhere to make back your revenue. And then Xbox is like actively destroying that value system by being like, you don't have to buy the games, just get Game Pass.
They've never said you don't have to buy the game. They give an option for you to play the game through the subscription service. If you want to buy the game, you can buy it with the discount, right? But you refuse to acknowledge that. Instead, you like to paint the picture like there's just a whole bunch of homies eating good on the service, and for some reason that bothers you. And the mask slips every single time because whenever you discuss this, you always do it from the position of a $1 trillion corporation, right? And we know how you run businesses, right? I mean, the Reforge rose behind you is proof of it, brother. You don't know shit about business, all right? But you do know shit about...
Be a good consumer.
About being a good consumer, right? But, you know, you always do this whenever it's Xbox discussions.
I'm driving and I can't read the chat. I'm not an Xbox player, but I'm trying to relay what you guys say to a friend of mine. Okay, S3 plan. I'm not sure why you're so confused. If you're just listening, it should be pretty clear. I mean, I think I'm a pretty decent communicator, brother. Yeah. I said...
Yeah, it should be very clear, right? We're business exec LARPing, right? We're armchair business LARPing, and we're negotiating ways that Xbox could make more goddamn...
money!
While giving less value to the consumer. It shouldn't be hard for you to understand.
Asha Sharma's memo indicated that Game Pass is too expensive. She's met with the co-CEO of Netflix. She's willing to meet with Sean Layden. She is engaging in the subject right now of we need to make changes to Game Pass. That's the premise of the entire discussion. If they're going to make changes, what changes could they make? I've now caught you up twice. You're all caught up. That's what we're doing. So if you hear me read chat and say chat stuff out loud, or chat chimes in and you happen to read chat, that's the context of the entire discussion.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. So when you hear me business exec LARPing, that's what we're doing, right? And in other words,
Is this where the console losers hang out?
this is where the console losers hang out,
I'm a corporate bootlicker no matter what.
and the corporate bootleggers, right? Sigs, remember, rule number 1, Lono is never wrong, literally.
It's that simple. They're making changes. It's pretty much undeniable.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. She did say it was too expensive, but I mean, she never, not once, said that, they were going to remove day and date games. You know what I mean? Now, granted, with Call of Duty, that a lot of people thought that it wasn't going to be in a service in the first place. And I do think it's lame that at one point it was $20 and Call of Duty and all that shit was in there. But I mean, $23. Like I said, at least they're moving in the right direction, right? You guys know, I honestly didn't think that they would do that shit. Right, so after this conversation, because I'm going to spare you guys a lot of this shit, right? Because, we've already gotten so much business armchair LARP, but
I'll be clear,
let
I
him
hate
finish.
Game Pass. I think it was the worst idea in gaming in the last 15 years, but they've trained people to play new games on Game Pass. Yeah?
Yeah.
We need war.
Yeah, Game Pass bad dude, right? Okay, now peep this shit, because he continues to have this conversation for like 26 more minutes. And that's when this happens right here, goddamn.
Then how is it working? How is it not working? Your sentence doesn't make any sense. Just needs to be $20 for Ultimate and 10 Basic, my guess. Playing devil's advocate, Game Pass has about 30 million plus from reports I've seen. Even at the cheapest price point, that's like 5.7 billion a year, not including microtransactions, especially from Candy Crush and actual game sales. I don't think they're losing money. I think it's more departments are being carried.
Wow.
No. I'm done debating whether or not it's profitable, because all we're doing is napkin math and we're denying the obvious. It's
But wait a minute, brother.
Is this where the console losers hang out?
I thought that we were having a discussion. I thought that we were negotiating what could change. Yeah, Lono's never wrong. Yeah, now he doesn't want to have the conversation. Now it's just napkin math. Now it's just business armchair LARPing. Brother, that's what you were doing the whole fucking time.
frickin' tiring. If it was profitable, they would not be admitting out loud it's too expensive. It's absurd at this point to dig your heels in and napkin math your way to thinking that Game Pass is fine. It's not working.
Well, I just feel like any of these statements, right, unless you have some data to back it up, it's all just speculation. That's all.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, so the guy has data and you're hand waving it. Well, everybody in these spaces claim they have data. I'm still going to retain what I'm saying as far as like, brother, who gives a fuck, right? Microsoft is going to have to figure it out. I think the value of Game Pass is being able to play the game in its entirety. All I can say is what he suggested sounds ridiculous.
We've got to set that argument to the side.
It can be too expensive and be profitable. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, that is true. And ironically, when they were bragging about making $5 billion off of it, that was around the time when they raised the price. And I think that was some extremely scummy shit.
Such a flat tire, brother. I don't want to keep doing this. We've been doing this for 5 years. It is painfully obvious. It would be like arguing whether or not I have a beard. It would be frustrating. It's so...
You definitely have a beard, right? Let me get out of there.
Painfully obvious. Yes, I have a beard. And yes, this is not profitable. It's not working. You don't say out loud in view of the public that it's too expensive. You don't have reports that they lost $300 million by putting Call of Duty on Game Pass if it's profitable. Set it to the side. It's over, boys. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
You just gotta let
You let it go. You let it go, right? He's the one who doesn't want to let it go.
Let that one go. It's not profitable. A 10 bomb from Michael.
What a colossal loser. Wants to have a conversation, but shuts down anyone who tries to converse with him. Yeah, he did not like that guy doing the quick maths, right? But they love doing that type of shit, right?
Dorsey secures a member for YouTube.
It's too expensive to the consumer. That's what she said. Yeah, I mean, listen, I seen that shit at $30, right? I didn't need her to tell me that, goddamn, right? Talk that shit, Mr. Vicious Blade.
It's blatantly not making them money, and they've said it's not. There's no reason to suggest otherwise. Yeah, I'm so done with the napkin math thing of like, well, if we take the amount that they have and we got the thing and then we get to this total, it's like we don't know how much it costs to service it and to put people on.
But wasn't he doing napkin math talking about they can go to the publishers and let them know like, hey, you guys don't have to worry about us putting the full game. It'll just be trials and then we can show them data. You were doing the same thing, right? Now you get mad when someone has an opinion, right, that's different than yours, and you just shoot it down. Like I said, you don't want to have a conversation. You just want to spread your little narrative.
On it. We just know it's nosebleeds amounts of money. We saw the email where like GTA 6 was an absurd amount of money every month. I got money on Game Pass not getting shut down. Oh, okay. I have money that the moon won't crash into the earth this afternoon. What are we making easy bets? Like, of course it's not going to get shut down. They're going to restructure it. Who said it's going to get shut down? You're shadow boxing. Nobody said it was getting shut down.
All right, yeah, you're shadow box. Right? We're just sitting here saying that they're going to take away all of the value behind it. You know, that's all that we were doing. Okay, now peep this, right? Because it does get more interesting 5 minutes later. Because he says he's done having the conversation, but he wasn't. He wasn't. Not until someone tells him he's right.
They're making tons of money. Like, we've been through this so many times with Xbox fans who are like, well, Microsoft's got deep pockets. They don't care. Microsoft can just keep spending money. They don't care. It sure looks like they care. They kicked the dadgum door in. They're going multi-plat with all their releases. They've removed the idea of hardware even being important to the centrality.
I mean, PlayStation, they put all their tentpole titles on PC, right? I mean, but you guys just hand wave that, right? But like I said, they've gotten a new sense of arrogance now because of this rumor. I mean, PlayStation's out here putting their games on other platforms, but go ahead.
Brand, and now they're looking at Game Pass. Nothing is safe. And you're like, Microsoft doesn't care?
Oh, they took away exclusives. Nothing is safe. And this is what I mean. The mask slips every time.
They're taking the brand to the dadgum threshing floor. There's not going to be anything left. There's not going to be anything left. They got...
Yeah, nothing left but games that you can play through the subscription service, right? Nothing left but games.
Rid of exclusives. They've deprioritized hardware.
And here goes the deprioritized hardware, even though they're going to be releasing hardware. Hell, they just dropped the ROG Ally, right? But these guys swore that it wasn't an Xbox. But go ahead and push out those narratives.
Day and date's next.
Oh.
There's not going to be anything.
And you see, day and date is next. He was so set on that they were going to remove day and date. He just knew that day and date was going to be taken away.
Left that made the brand great one day. They're going to be a third-party publisher with a bunch of cascade of access points, Play Anywhere Cloud, and Game...
A bunch of cascades of access points. Brother, they're making hardware. And what's wrong with them having more ways for people to get into their ecosystem, right? It seems like they just want people on goddamn Windows-based devices using their services and shit. It looks like they're just going after having users.
Will look completely different than its original inception of $10 a month and play the games day and date. Now it's $30 for Ultimate, play day and date, and that's probably under threat. But Microsoft doesn't care. Yeah, Satya almost killed the division like 12 years ago. Like, I don't understand how anybody can look at the scenario and be like, yeah, Microsoft doesn't care. They clearly care. A 2 pound from Kung Fu says, any chance of a room tour video? No, I don't really do that.
Yeah, let us get a room tour video.
It's the most it'd be the most unimpressive tour ever.
Look at this man-child sitting there LARPing and seething. Oh, brother, he's so upset. Oh, I told you, he always gets like this whenever he discusses Xbox.
Left for who? There's a bunch of stuff coming with their name on it that has me excited.
And this is what I mean. The mask always slips, and he's always like, they've took the brand to the thrashing floor. There's no longer
You
exclusives.
sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
Yeah, but what about the regular guys who don't really, the average gamers who don't really give a fuck if other people can play games? Right? What about the gamers who just want to play games? What about them, right? You're kind of projecting your love for exclusives, right? Even though you guys only get 1 to 2 damn exclusives a year, right? And those exclusives don't even sell well.
Left for Who? There's a bunch of stuff coming with their name on it that has me excited.
Yeah.
Great. You're talking about a publisher. You're not talking about a platform. You're not talking about a brand. You're not talking about a console. You're talking about a publisher.
Oh, no, brother, he's talking about games. All right, something that rarely gets discussed on this channel. You're too busy business armchair LARPing, right? And it's funny that he's talking about a publisher. Like, brother, as a PC guy, brother, that's how I look at PlayStation. And all the PlayStation games I played is shit that they put out on Steam. God damn it, right? They put all the tentpole titles on Steam, right? But this is what I mean. This is how he has to talk shit.
I'm excited for all of Capcom's games this year, and I'm enjoying them, and can't wait for...
Is Capcom making hardware? Right? Can we get a Capcom ROG Ally? Right? Is Capcom making a console?
Onimusha. Capcom's not a platform. Capcom's a publisher. Like, yeah, Gears of War E-Day looks good. Forza looks good. Fable's probably getting delayed. We don't know what Call of Duty
Yeah. Fable's gonna get delayed.
is going to be like, but yeah, that's a publisher, brother. Which is
Oh, brother, that's games. That's all that matters.
fine. There's nothing wrong with being excited about their games. That
That's what most gamers care about, Lono. Most gamers aren't looking at like Microsoft and wondering how they can make more
Money.
right? Like most people don't give a fuck, right? Most people think that Microsoft probably has it figured out, right? And if they don't, that's their problem to figure out. Most people are just looking and enjoying the games.
that is not what the brand was. What's good, Snow? You're like shrug.
Yeah, Sony is also a publisher. Yeah, but they don't want to talk about that, right? That's different. That was just to coax people into buying a PlayStation.
Come on, you should know this.
You should know this.
At them basically becoming like a Sega, like, which is again,
A Sega.
if you're happy with that, great. But you're arguing against the point that I was making, that like everything the brand was once built on is being completely thrashed.
I mean, brother, games are coming out. That's all that gamers care about, right? But we know you console warrior types. You love your exclusives.
I'm talking about the products that I want, whatever that means. Okay. Jakob, I'm talking about McDonald's no longer selling cheeseburgers, and you're like, yeah, well,
Wow.
I'm looking.
Wow. So now we've gone into food analogies. So pretty much Xbox is like McDonald's no longer selling cheeseburgers. I mean, this is odd. They're still making games. They still have hardware right now. Let's be honest. The hardware's probably not going to sell well. Right? But for the diehard fans, right, that want Xbox branded hardware, they'll be able to get their hands on it. But now we're running to a food analogy and saying it's like fucking McDonald's with cheeseburgers. Here we go.
Looking forward to all the Coke that they have. It's not even
What?
applicable to the conversation. You're like,
Yeah, him talking about the games that are coming out, and also they have devices, hardware coming out. Him saying that he's excited for it, that has nothing to do with anything.
well, I'm excited about the games they're making. Okay, cool. I'm talking about the tenets of the brand and the platform that are... You sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about games coming out. He doesn't give a fuck about none of that. Like it's not exclusive, right?
If it's on PC, no.
Right? They've taken the brand to the thrashing floor. Their games go to other platforms. Xbox is bad now, dude. They don't even have exclusives.
Being absolutely and utterly changed or destroyed.
Yeah.
And you're like, but all I care about is the games.
Yes!
Okay.
I tell you, the mask comes off every time whenever he discusses this. Someone's like, hey, man, I'm just looking forward to the games, right? Doesn't give a fuck about the business armchairing LARP. You see multiple people, they're like, what are you even talking about? Whenever he discusses Xbox, because he tries so hard to LARP like he's a gaming talk show or whatever, right? And he wants to be able to talk about all the brands, but he's just a PlayStation fanboy at
Sound
heart.
like a PS5 cheerleader.
Right, so whenever he discusses Xbox, right, the fanboy in him comes out, right, the Xbox bad comes out, and he'll always just get cooked by people that enjoy the fucking Xbox brand. It's funny.
Great. Like, that's fine. That's not a...
Yeah, that's all that matters, right? Games always come in first place. Yeah, that's all that matters. The games. Like, what are we talking about?
Though. I said shareholders, not Microsoft. Microsoft will constantly tweak, of course, but the average shareholder is only looking at the bottom line, not Xbox operations. You're completely and utterly incorrect. The shareholders are 100% taking note. Go watch any of the Q&A sessions with...
Yeah, my shareholders, right? That's what I'm saying. These are the conversations he wants to talk about. He doesn't want to talk about the games that are coming out, right? Because, I mean, Xbox is putting out a lot of games, right? Now, granted, like I say all the time, all their games may not be my cup of tea, right? But they got a good output of games, right? But Lono doesn't want to discuss that. That doesn't mean that doesn't move weight, right? That doesn't hold water for Lono, right? He wants to talk about exclusives and console sales, market saturation.
Satya Nadella, you're factually wrong. I was trying to be nice and saying I just don't see it the way that you're seeing it, but now you're just stating things that are factually incorrect. The shareholders do care. They've inquired.
Yeah, you're just wrong, dude. Right? Shout out to Gourmet. He says Lono has two gods, Yahweh and Sony, right? Hey, listen, PlayStation's his anthem, his ride or die, right? And no cheat code can make him switch sides.
You sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
Right, shout out to Gourmet, man.
Heard quite a bit about Xbox. You're wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I'm not going to keep beating around the bush here.
Yeah, you're just wrong.
Xbox has had a rough 2026. They need to sell people on a new leader and changes to Game Pass and Helix. They need to deal with market conditions, and it's rumored 15% of Xbox will have layoffs. Yeah, where's that rumor coming from? Is that a reliable source?
Yeah. Where's that rumor coming? Did you get that from Reddit?
What did they change? I'm on every day. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I know what you're doing.
Oh, Lono, he's trying to have a conversation with you, buddy.
What did they change? I'm on every day. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I know what you're doing. I just ticked off all the things they've changed as a brand this entire gen. I know what you're doing. I'm not going to repeat myself.
Yeah.
You've been here.
Yeah. He's done. He's not. You're pushing back on his narrative, right? And you're trying to discuss like the games and everything. We're not doing this, right? You keep on fucking around.
I hammer them.
You keep on fucking around. He's gonna get you up out of there, right?
For the whole time. Now I'm confused. What if Microsoft is not selling that would be similar to McDonald's cheeseburgers?
Yes. Yes, I picked up on that shit as well. What the hell are you talking about? What is that analogy? You usually throw out these food analogies and they're all just terrible. Right? I mean, most of the time when you start doing the food analogy, I tune out, right? Or I tune out, I should say. Brother, what comparison? Can you please explain that, right? How could you say that what Xbox is doing is like McDonald's not selling cheeseburgers? What the fuck are you talking about? Right? Oh, wow. Here we go, right? And just in time, I got the Lono cycle of nonsense for you guys, right? He says wild thing. He gets criticized for saying wild thing. He plays victim. He shifts blame. He gets worked up and overly defensive. Let's see how this plays out, right? Let's see if this Lono cycle of nonsense. Look at this. Oh, I gotta get a fucking emoji of this. Oh, brother, listen. Lono, you started it, brother. This is what I mean. What do I say all the time? His bias for Xbox always has him looking stupid, right? The same way with his love for PlayStation, right? And I tell you, this is why it's so hard for him to have a gaming talk show, right? Because he's just a little console fanboy. And it always shows. It always surfaces.
Okay. I'm going to go forward assuming that you're not being willfully ignorant.
Oh, wow.
And trying to drag us into a loop of bad faith.
Oh, wow. And for that, Lono, all I can say is
just platitude after platitude after platitude.
Just platitude after platitude after platitude. Answer the question. You made the analogy. You said that it was similar to McDonald's no longer selling cheeseburgers, right? What is Xbox not selling that could be on the same scale of McDonald's no longer selling cheeseburgers, right? They damn sure are selling games, right? They putting out more games than goddamn PlayStation, right? But you guys will hand wave that shit, right? They still have hardware that their fans can buy and whatnot. What have they changed? Answer the question, Lono.
I'm going to pretend that you're not doing that because it sure feels like that's what you're doing.
Oh, God.
It's obvious to me that the analogy of McDonald's no longer selling cheeseburgers is adjacent and analogous to Xbox no longer doing exclusives, deprioritizing. You sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
Exclusives, right? But the games are still coming out, right? They're just not exclusive, right? They're just no longer exclusive. But it's funny because all of the tentpole titles, right? The Last of Us, the God of Wars, and everything, all the games that you guys get on your knees and worship and praise, right? Even Spider-Man 2 behind you, they all went over to PC, right? But and I'll keep on reiterating, right? But ever since you guys heard this Jason Schreier rumor, you guys sure have been sticking your chest out and everything. This is just so funny. It'd be so funny if that rumor is proven wrong because you guys never have this energy with PlayStation, right? It's just interesting to me, right? Like when he was talking earlier, like, oh, they're just a publisher. They're just putting games on other platforms. It's like, yeah, and PlayStation does the same thing. But you guys hand waving and say it's just live service games.
Their own hardware and potentially getting rid of things like day and date. Those are core and central pieces of the identity of the brand. And seeing those things go away is significant. It's everything the brand has.
It's significant to you console warriors. That's the only people who give a fuck about that shit.
Stood on for the last 16 years. So, yes, I'm not saying they're no longer selling something. I'm saying that's
I mean, that's what you insinuated. That was quite literally what you were saying, right? And all that it boiled down to is that the games aren't exclusive. The games aren't paywalled. They're not making people, right? Like you said, they have a cascade of access points, which I think is a W, right? Because obviously people didn't want to get the fucking hardware, right? So why try to force people, right? Why play this roundabout game of trying to force people to buy hardware they don't, right? Bring the games to them. But, that's just ruined the brand, apparently, even though they're putting out more games than ever. But go ahead, right? You know what I mean? Right? Shout out to Gourmet. He says, but you can get cheeseburgers anywhere. Anywhere. That's a good point. That's a great point. You know what I'm saying? He just loves, all I can say is he just loves his food analogies, right? It wouldn't be a PlayStation fanboy stream if we didn't have a food analogy, crammed in there, right? Pause, right? Shout out to Gourmet.
Analogous to McDonald's being like, we're no longer selling cheeseburgers. That was
he should have said McFlurries. Man, that damn McFlurry machine always be down, goddamn.
Mind-blowing. You'd be like, that's central to the identity of McDonald's. The dadgum cheeseburger. Xbox has jettisoned all of the core tenets of their brand that were celebrated for the last 16 years.
Yeah, by the fanboys. Yeah, they've gotten rid of exclusives, but they're putting out more games than ever. Right? But everything's been jettisoned.
Exclusives. The console being central to everything that they do. And then Game Pass day and date, I think, is next. There's nothing.
There we go. And like I said, I do want to be good faith in all this, right? This was before the rumor came out, or not the rumor, but the official information. But he thought that Day and Date was next. He thought that Day and Date was going to get the axe, and they were just going to give you demos and trials.
Left. All the things that they sold the brand on are leaving.
Right? Xbox exclusives are not cheeseburgers. The games are the cheeseburgers, brother. That's what gamers care about, fucking games. But he can't wrap his mind around that because they love to glaze fucking exclusives. Even though they only get 1 to 2 a year, goddamn. And they don't even buy those ones, but,
Do you see?
No.
It's to me, that's just clear as day. Oh, wow. All of the things that Xbox sold themselves on, they're no longer making those essential to the brand anymore. They're gone. TaylorMade with 47 months says, for the love, almost 4 years. Thank you. How are they deprioritizing hardware when Jason Ronald literally said that the Helix will be first-party hardware?
Yes. How are they deprioritizing hardware when they've announced multiple times that they're going to make the Helix, right? Like I said, it's probably not going to sell that well, yada, yada. Console sales, but they're making hardware, Lono, and you were out here trying to say that they were not going to do it. Explain.
So you don't think they deprioritize hardware this generation?
No.
So Jason Ronald's tweet completely eliminates the last 6 years of their hardware selling 1/3 of what PlayStation did, and they deprioritize the Series X?
Yeah. Console sales. Oh, shit. Are we about to get some Series S, Cope?
They literally constrain production of Series X for cloud.
Oh.
And you don't think they deprioritize hardware this gen? They started telling people that they didn't need a console. And you think a tweet from Jason Ronald
People didn't want to buy the console. They told people, hey, man, just access the game how you want to play it. And I don't think that was a bad idea, right?
undoes the last 6 years of what they've done to the brand? What's this Picture Malice one?
Yeah, right. Literally, right? The Lono trifecta of console war. Yeah, you know, he was itching to bring out the console sales. He couldn't wait to pull that one out. He now gets the information about Game Pass. And what do you guys think his response is going to be when he finds out? When he finds out that they lowered the price and they got rid of Call of Duty, right? Let's see what Lono has to say. Goddamn.
Already canceled. This is a nice update for those that stayed.
See, look, peep this shit. Look at the look on his face.
The ones who canceled already canceled. This is a nice update for those that stayed.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, paying less money for a service is always a W.
So it's $7 cheaper. You're not getting COD, and you're potentially not going to get every game day and date anymore. That, I'm telling you, that commitment is vague on purpose.
I mean, when did they say anything about not getting day and date games?
I don't have a console to use Game Pass Ultimate with. I'd be using PC Game Pass.
Right, to be fair, Call of Duty's not going to be in there, but that is one game, right? And like I said, I think Call of Duty is one of those games where a lot of people just kind of have like a culture of just buying that game, right? It's just like a dude, bro, casual game.
$7.
Yeah, potentially not getting day and date based on what? Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to get into it.
And you think losing Call of Duty, people aren't going to cancel hearing that? Like, oh, I'm not going to get Call of Duty day and date? I don't know, dude.
Dude, yeah. I mean, you don't know about a lot of the stuff that you're talking about. A lot of the stuff that you're saying, you don't have any data to back it up. Like I said, when the shit was cheap and it was $10, you said that it was bad. No matter what they do, you're going to say that the shit is bad, right? You're a PlayStation fanboy, goddammit.
We need war.
That's what it's always going to be, Lono. I mean, just admit it.
This doesn't have me willing to renew? Hang on.
Look at him. Look at him scouring.
What changed April 2026 with Xbox? Let me zoom in on this.
Yeah. Zoom in. See what you can find. Look at him combing through this
The
shit.
pricing of Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass was lower
Max City said, I canceled Game Pass. Hey, brother, listen. I'm mad at it.
in select regions.
I'm not going to lie. With them lowering PC Game Pass, I've been thinking about getting back on it, but I ain't mad at you, my brother, right? Shout out to Max City, man.
Existing subscribers will see the new price on their new recurrence date, April 22nd, 2026. In addition, beginning this year, future Call of Duties won't join Game Pass Ultimate or PC Game Pass at launch and will be added a year later. To review... Okay, for more information about these changes, visit this.
Yeah,
And
visit
it's
it,
the blog
Lono.
Post.
Yeah, snort. He's shaking his head.
80% of COD players are on PlayStation. I mean, they lost $300 million according to the one leak, so it was still a loss of sales.
Look at him.
Ultimate and PC subscribers can play new games, including new Xbox published games and third-party games the day they release. New Xbox published games join Premium within 12 months of launch. Wait, where did you get that, Paul?
Uh-oh, it looks like he found something. Yeah, nervous fidgeting. It looks like he found something.
Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Where'd you get that? Yeah, I want that, right? Pause. Yeah. Bring it out, right? Bring it out. It seems like he found something.
Ultimate and PC subscribers can play new games,
Oh, my bad. Holy shit.
including new Xbox published games and third-party games the day they release. New Xbox published games join Premium within 12 months of launch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it says Ultimate and PC subscribers can play new games, including new Xbox published games and third-party games the day they're released. Yeah.
I need to be able to click on that.
Yeah, click on it, dude. snort. Look at how he's scouring this shit.
Excludes Call of Duty titles. That's what the number 2 footnote's for.
Look at him. Yeah, PC has the best deal. For a long time, it's been that way. Yes, for sure. Yeah, mouth buried in that mic. Yeah, come on, Lono. You can find something, right?
Stop the fear mongering.
Surely you can find something that's bad, dude.
Okay, Ultimate.
Yeah, Ultimate.
New games on day one, including new Xbox published games and third-party games.
Wow. So I think he went back in time to see what it originally said to see if they changed the wording, but it looks like the wording is the exact same.
I'm telling you, has it always been phrased this way?
That's what it's looking like, right? I mean, this is for what, £16.99, right? Damn sure that it's not the cost anymore, right? It seems like they've always worded it like that, Lono.
It's always been phrased this way. So if you use way back, they've not changed the phrasing here.
Yeah, he just can't believe it. He's just like, wow, how are they able to lower the price without getting rid of day and date? He is upset. I'm telling you, it is just, this is what I'm saying. He makes it so obvious.
Premium has always been like this, not breaking news here. I'm just double checking because the blog.
Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah, well, double check it, triple check it, quadruple check. Lono, right? Go ahead, right? We know it's got to be bad somehow, right? And this is what I'm saying, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I do think they fucked up by making it $30, right? I say the best way I can say it is, they took 4 steps backwards, 3 steps forward, right? It's still not at $20. It's still, what, $22.99 or some shit, right? But I mean, at least they made a step in the right direction, right? But is Lono going to say that?
Nope. Not happening.
No, he's going in the Wayback Machine to see if they're changing something with the wording, right? You know what I mean, right? Shout out to Fee Marie. She says, oh, it must be time for some breakfast sausage. Oh, you already know. It's been a minute since I played that one. You mean this right here?
I like sausage in the morning.
Right? Make sure you check out the Colin Moriarty Defense Force segment, right? I mean, he was caping for that guy.
Like this, not breaking news here. I'm just double checking because the blog phrased it so generically. Why are you on the UK Xbox site? Oh, that's just where Paul was linking me to.
Yeah. Snort. Look at him. Look at him.
If you're not interested in Call of Duty, this is a win for you. You just save $7 a month.
True.
Right? You just save $7 a month. I still would be concerned about the phrasing they use in this blog post. Major day one releases. I'm telling you that I've been covering Xbox and their marketing for years now.
Oh, brother.
We need war.
You've been console warring for years, right? Yeah, here comes the spin. It's like you've been console warring for years, right? Now you're going to go with the word on the street. It's so funny, man.
They are vague. When they're non-specific, there's a reason. It doesn't say day and date. It doesn't say...
I swear, I hate people like him. Xbox could never do anything right in his eyes. Do something like PlayStation, they're dying. They don't know what to do, right? They don't copy PlayStation, they're still dying. Listen, that's what's so crazy, right? And you see, he was talking about they need to find a way to lower the price. They lowered the price, and they kept day and date. Is he happy?
Nope. Not happening.
Not happening, right? Now he's looking into the wording. Now he's looking into marketing and everything.
All other first-party games day and date. It says major day one releases. That could be anything.
Yeah, you're right. It could be, the major day one fucking releases. I mean, now we're playing semantics, right? Like, what does that mean?
That could be anything. That could be a couple of third-party games a year. It could be 1 or 2 of their big titles every year, but not all of them.
Like I said, if they start cutting off games day and date, and don't get me wrong, I say it all the time, anything's possible, I think that shit would ruin Game Pass. Right? The value of that shit is it being day and date, them putting the third-party games in there and everything. If they fuck that shit up, I think it'd be lame. But at the same time, he would be so happy. He'd be so happy, and then he'd turn around and
I hammer them.
even though that's what he was doing in a roundabout way the whole entire stream, saying that they need to get rid of day and date so the homies who've been eating good on Game Pass will have to actually buy the game.
Be a good consumer.
But this is just Lono.
I hate COD, been a subscriber since Jump. Yeah, what are considered major? Are like smaller titles then not going to be hitting it? They're not major? Like, I'm telling you, you got to be very careful with these guys. They say stuff like that, and it's super intentional. Thank you, Joker Quinn, for the gifted member. He gets us 15 away from the next milestone.
Yep. And adding a little bit of begging, right? But nonetheless, right? That was the Lono hour, right? Shout out to 187. He says, yo, yeah, he's searching for the problem. Oh, brother. And you can look, I mean, look at this last frame, right? I mean, just look at this shit, right? With the glasses.
You sound like a PS5 cheerleader.
I mean, he is literally locked in. I might have, one of these is going to be an emoji, right? I mean, brother, he is fucking locked in, right? You could tell, brother, he is searching for something, right? There's got to be something wrong with this. And you heard what he suggested, what he wanted to do to save the goddamn business and everything, right?